After more than a year of COVID, Mainers are once again heading to the fairs, and they are apparently going in record numbers.
Some of those fairs have been operating for more than a century and had never shut down before last year. So this year there's a special urgency to reopen the gates and get the crowds back.
Here's News Center Maine's Don Kerrigan.
When the hay is in, the garden's growing, and it's time to play, there's nothing quite like the fair. But while that party lasts a week, the fairgrounds are here full time.
This is the fairground in Windsor, 200 acres, 70 buildings. It takes a lot to keep this place looking good. They had a hard time last year because of COVID cutbacks and no income.
Fair President Tom Foster says they take a lot of pride in keeping the place looking good, and it shows. From fresh paint to neatly cut grass to Liz Harriman's many flower beds. The flowers bloomed last year and the grass was cut, but not much else.
We did what we had to do and cut our crew right down to almost nothing because we just didn't have the funds to do what we normally do.
But even with last year's cutbacks, they still had to pay for things like electricity, around $3,000 per month. Windsor Fair trustees had to use their rainy day reserves to keep everything going.
We were concerned about this summer. We were able to get through last summer without any problem. We were worried about this summer not having enough money to keep us going.
But this spring, the fair finally became eligible for federal PPP funds to pay the staff until the fair comes back and money again comes in. Maine has more than 24 agricultural fairs, and just about all have faced money worries.
Had we not been able to have a fair this year, we may have lost one or two of our fairs because they would not have been able to generate income.
Barry Norris is director of the Association of Agricultural Fairs. He says nearly all of them had to cut back last year, but now the fair crowds are coming back, and so they hope is the income.
Of the 5 fairs, they've all had some form of rain. However, that being said, they've all had record numbers over 2019.
That is good news for Windsor.
And hopefully we'll have a good fair this year. We're anticipating a good fair this year. We normally get over 100,000 people that attend.
The fair and its crowds are now just a month away.
Does it feel good knowing there will be a fair this year?
Yes, it does and it doesn't. The amount of work is involved, but yes, it is.
But after last year's losses, the work to get ready, they say, still feels good. In Windsor, Don Kerrigan, News Center, Maine.
Barry Norris says there have been 5 fairs so far this year, and all report breaking attendance records despite some rain. The Windsor Fair, by the way, begins a month from now, August 29th.